Yeah, exactly. All right.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La da 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 dee, da 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 da. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La da 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 dee, da 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 da.
Alrighty, guys, what's going on? Hopefully, you can all hear me. At the moment, we got Randy Caster, the owner and operator of One Up. So, Randy, introduce yourself and have a bit of a chat to the people.
He just introduced me pretty well. I'm Randy Castor of One Up Racing. Um, we were founded in California about 6 years ago. We're based out of Oregon now. Um, I live out in Utah and kind of gives me a chance to travel wherever the races are.
Yeah, epic. And some really cool products, obviously, from One Up, all across the board. You do on road as well, I do believe, a little bit of on road as well as, off road gear. Now, we can actually see some of the stuff on the shelf here as well. So really, really nice products and stuff. I think a lot of people usually the One Up greases and all sorts of stuff. I think that's probably one of the main things that we see around Australia, at least. How did you come to sort of running or owning One Up in general?
So I have been an RC racer for about 27 years now. So just something I love doing. Worked my way all the way up to the factory teams and kind of competing at the highest level. 6 years ago, I was just really unhappy with my job. I know this industry like the back of my hand, and just kind of took a plunge. And you said the greases are the most popular. I started out with that gold grease and the bearing oil. Just started selling those at the track, and I was actually building cars to support myself in the meantime while the product line was growing. And we just kind of kept expanding, and reinvesting every dime I could back into the business. And now we have a full line of titanium that's really become popular. Our aluminum hardware line, the oils and greases are still awesome sellers. This weekend we just released our collaboration with X Gear, the new 13 millimeter springs. So we're just kind of continuing to push, see where there's opportunity, and really push into that area.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, the X Gear Springs, a lot of guys running it here this weekend. Obviously a couple of the main drivers, but also a couple of big name drivers as well. How's the results for those guys? Have you seen much of that so far?
So we just released a new tension this weekend, and I think it's probably too much for this track because we're actually finding we need to dial it back down a little bit. So the red or blue front spring is working pretty well, and then the gold or red rears. And yeah, the springs basically we just found on some tracks we were having inconsistent landings, inconsistent grip with some of the others, and really the main focus was to get something that lands better, kind of cushions, and is better over bumpy areas. And we have a spring that's really forgiving, kind of like landing on a cloud. And yeah, the overall grip is really good with them as well. So not lit or not progressive compared to linear, just a different feel in general. And with X Gear quality, we're getting the best Japanese uh, products. They're manufactured in Japan. Those guys know their springs, so we went to them first.
Yeah, awesome. And on to the racing and side of things itself. Why aren't you racing this weekend? Or, what's going on with your racing sort of side of things?
So 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I had to retire from racing. The business, the product line, it takes all my time now. So I focus on that. I still love being at the track, being with the racers, but I don't race too often myself anymore.
Okay, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Home tracks and all this sort of stuff. Where are you sort of based from? What's the closest track to you in general?
So what really kind of sucked is I was out in Orange County, California. We had OCRC Raceway, we had Steel City RC Raceway, a couple world famous tracks, really well known tracks, and both of those closed because of the landlords. So when we lost those, I kind of decided that to get that same level of testing, the video footage that we get, I was going to need to be traveling a lot more. So I moved out closer to family, and I don't even have a track nearby, but you find me traveling. This week I'm in Arizona. Next week I'm back in California. The month after that I'm in California again. Then I head across to the East Coast. I'll be out in Maryland. That kind of just going all over. My local track is all over now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wherever the big race is.
Wherever the big race is, that's exactly right. I'm pretty sure Matty G's behind the counter stealing things back here. He's probably trying to steal an extra set of springs. It wouldn't surprise me. Look at him. Yeah. No, thank you very much for the chat, man, and we'll see you around.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
All righty. Keep on going for a walk. Let's go and sneak peek on what Matty G's looking to buy. He's on the AE wall. Let's see what he buys here. Let's try and get a little idea. What do we got? Trying to get on the pace, he says.
A center diff case.
A center diff case. That's an interesting hop-up piece from Matty
I've
G.
always taught Matt that a center diff case is worth at least 4/10.
What else are we going for? I've got a D block that has my last name on it, if that'll make it go a bit quicker.
Deanodized. Matt doesn't want it. It's got to be silver.
Gotta be silver. All right, we'll leave him to it. I think we're making him nervous.
That was a boring shopping session.
Yeah. All righty, we'll go for a bit of a walk around, guys. I think you guys have already seen this shop here. Incredible shop here. We'll have a bit of a walk through the pit and see who we can talk to. Who have we got? We got Damien O'D here. Let's have a quick chat to Damien. Mr. O'D. Yes. We're gonna have a quick chat.
Hi, Mitch.
Yeah, good. All right, tilt that up a bit. All righty, so we got Damien O'D. And what's your partner's name?
Daisy Kimberley.
Daisy Kimberley.
Kimberley.
How's it going? Kimberley. All righty. All right, so Damien here and Daisy. How's your racing going so far, Damien?
Got to get past the nerves.
Past the nerves. This should be a second worlds, isn't it now? So you should be into it by
I'm
now.
used to the theme. I'm used to the theme, but not the nerves. Can't get rid of the nerves.
Nerves, yeah. Roughly how are you going out there? Like what position you're sort of sitting in? Or do you hope to advance a bit?
Probably top 150.
Top 150. Improvement from Slovakia at least?
No improvement at this stage. Probably worse.
Okay. Fair bit tougher drivers, got to admit out there. I'd say Slovakia sort of had a similar amount of drivers, but I think the range of drivers here seems to be a lot tougher. So don't beat yourself up too much about that. But you have had, I think I heard your car before I saw it in one of your previous runs. It was making a bit of noise. What was going on with that one?
Yeah, I think at STRC, one of my pinions came loose and gave it a few little crunches. Didn't change it over and paid the price. Yeah.
Fair,
But it was
fair.
only practice.
It's only practice. But yeah, so you did a couple of laps at SDRC. How was that track in comparison to this one?
I found that one tricky, but I got into a groove after a while. I think that's because we just did lap after lap. Yeah.
Whereas here, you only have, say, one run for every hour to hour and a half-ish, say. So a little bit tougher.
Still getting to grips with the track. Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit tougher by all means. No, all good, matey. We'll keep on carrying on, and good luck out there, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thanks, Mitch.
See you later. All right, so let's have a look. What are the comments going on? All right. Morning, Adrian. One up goodies are the best. Greetings, Randy. Yep. Phoenix says hi. Is Matty G stock motors available to buy? I'll go ask him, actually. That's a good question. What was he wearing? A Kinwald hat. Yes, they do have Kinwald hats, I think. I'm not sure if they stock them or not. Yeah, I'll have a look around, actually. Matty G Motors stock motors. What turn motor, Chloe? What turn mod are you looking for? Because I know you put up a post not too long ago. And yeah, look at these guys. These guys are a professional outfit. Phew. Yeah, what turn mod are you looking at, Chloe? Because I know he was out of stock for a couple of them, but I'm sure I can either swing him your way or vice versa. Let's see. We'll keep on carrying on. We'll wait for a reply, Chloe. Everyone just tag Chloe and find out what she's looking for. Tommy, what's going on? Here we go. Perfect timing.
Oh my goodness.
We're back again. Tommy. So, a couple of good runs out there. You were looking real solid in the last one. I think you had one crash, was it?
Yeah.
Which sent you from, right up probably your top three, down to what was about 13. All right. So car's obviously feeling pretty damn good. Just need to get a consistent run. What's the overall feeling?
Yeah, the cars are pretty good out there. I feel like, it's really comfortable to drive, but I could use a bit more steering. I think, I'm kind of forcing the car more than I would like, and then it kind of steps out on the rear. We kind of like what we were talking about, more steering in the car so you don't have to push it around as much. But yeah, it was good. I just keep crashing on this short little double. I did it in both of my runs. I have a 13 and a 14. Could have been like a 5 and a 6. So it's disappointing, to crash there, but I'm going to go a bit stiffer on the front spring, try and get the car to steer in a bit more. And Gord mentioned this, stiffer front spring, you might get a bit more hop on that double. So I'm hoping that helps me in that section. But yeah, just need to clean it up a little bit. Car's feeling good.
Actually, yeah, well, you mentioned it as well. We actually had a really good conversation. I actually somewhat jokingly asked, how do I go quicker? And you went through the steering process. A little bit more steering out there is actually helping to provide overall grip on the car, and the car actually gets quicker. I mean, I did that to my car and it made it a ton better. So awesome advice, man. On top of that, you're getting more comfortable with the track itself. As you mentioned, the first double's a little bit tricky still. It's still catching a lot of people out. Anywhere else in the track that sort of you're finding a little bit tough?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the rest of the track, my stuff is quite good. I mean, the whoops is a little difficult because you kind of have to pop in there a little bit. So if you kind of like come up a little short, you kind of just do this through the whole thing. But yeah, honestly, everywhere else it seems to be fine for me. It's a bit difficult, doing the front jump. You need to land a bit closer to the stand so you can kind of like jump across the single exiting out there. But yeah, it's for the most part, it's pretty simple. That's the hardest part for me.
Okay, no, too easy. All right, we'll let you go because I think you're up to too long.
Hey,
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, matey.
See you guys.
All righty, we'll keep on cruising around. We got a couple of our Aussie guys here. Look at this guy slaving away on the laptop. Oh, I should have showed that. What did I just show everyone, Andrew?
Nothing, just working on a few things for the team. So, yeah, have to keep everything under wraps until the finals are over.
Okay, not a problem.
Just working on a few things.
Don't screenshot that. How's your racing going, Andrew?
I'm doing really well, but I've run out of talent, and I'm sitting probably about 200th out of 150. So yeah, not having a good run at the moment, but yeah, just going out there and having some fun, enjoying the atmosphere. Honestly, like whenever you get a chance to come over the other side of the world, pit with, I don't know how many world champions are there in this row. It's insane. So teams working well together and just having a blast, and yeah, enjoying it.
I'm expecting our usual worlds battle, mate, but you're slacking on me a little bit at the moment. What's going on?
Like I said, I've got no talent and no grip. So yeah, I'm going to come in hot for the next 3 qualifiers. Try not to break a servo and try not to suck too hard, and hopefully put it in the I or J main, I reckon. Yeah, you're just too quick for me this weekend, man. I don't know. You got the hot setup on at the moment. It's you got all the grip. I'm just doing donuts.
All righty, we'll leave you to wrench in your car. You got no shocks, no nothing going on in that car at the moment. You're doing paperwork, so Jesus Christ, it's stuff flying all over the place. All righty, mate. We'll see you around. Where is this coming from? What's going on over here? What are these boys doing? Jump in here. These guys just throwing crap around the place. Yes. All righty, so what are we working on at the moment?
Just freshen up the shocks for Q3.
All right, so Q3. Looking pretty quick out there, Dave. A couple of small mistakes, but you're right on the pace. Do you think you can get a TQ run out there?
It's possible. I just need to put a run together. That's really all it is. Like it's always one mistake away from a really good run.
Yeah, exactly. And time's been looking real quick as well. Car's been looking super smooth out there. One of the smoother cars that I've sort of seen out there. Where are you hoping to sort of finish this weekend, coming into this weekend before we actually started running?
I want to at least finish in the A main. I think that's a good goal. I've already got a ninth with a crash, so hopefully I could better my results. Hopefully this weekend.
Okay, and your father here who was throwing stuff at us whilst we were doing an interview before actually runs the Coyote shop that we were racing at the other day. You absolutely slaughtered both myself and Sturdy over there. How do you feel about killing both the non-local drivers?
Oh, well, I had hometown advantage there. It was good having you guys out. It was fun having you on the mic, and it was a good time.
Next time I'll race you in a bit of stock oval or something. Oh, I gotta run, guys. Oh, Sturdy's on it. Whoopsies. Yeah, Chris is on it. Chris is on it. Chris is on it. Thank God for that. Woohoo. Almost got a DQ. Whoopsies. Oh. I'll race for him. It's all right. I'll race for him. All right. Keep on keeping on. Chloe, what motor turn were you looking for? Need to answer that so I can get back onto Matty G. Who else we got? Who we got over here? Marcus Garrett, are you up for a quick interview?
Yeah.
Live stream? All right, legend. Yeah. All right, so Marcus Garrett, where are you from? How old are you on that sort of side of things?
I'm 15 years old and I'm from Denmark. Yeah, that's I race a lot of 10 scale. That's my main class, and I'm a two-time European champion. One in four-wheel, one in two-wheel, and now hoping for a good result here at the Worlds.
Roughly whereabouts are you sitting at the moment after 2 rounds of qualifying?
I think it's good. Just trying to get some consistent runs in, just to have some results on the board to make the A main. And when I think it's done, then we'll push on and see if we can maybe change the result at the top.
Okay, and so how old are you and how many years have you been racing for?
So I'm 15 and I've raced for 12 years since I was 3. So yeah, it's a long time, but I still enjoy it a lot.
And obviously you don't have anything similar to this over there. What is your sort of local tracks like over there?
So there's no clay track or dirt tracks that in Denmark 1/10 scale at least, but it's Astro, and yeah, it's a lot different to this. It's high grip, and you can't just throw the car in. If you do that, the car will just flip. So yeah, it's a lot different.
Okay, so fairly major changes in setup between your usual tracks and here then?
I love that. It's a whole different car compared to what we used to run at home. So yeah, it's a lot different. It's a lot different.
Okay. All righty, matey. We'll leave it with that. And good luck, guys. Take care, right? Cheers, guys. All right, let's see. We'll keep on cruising through. We had a bit of a chat to Fen before. We'll upload that one a little bit later. We'll leave him be out there. Let's see. So let's see if we can have a quick chat to Samuel. Samuel, are you up for a quick chat? Sure. All righty. Oh man, there we go. That'll do. All right, so we got Samuel Moran. We actually saw you going to Coyote Hobbies the other day when we were leaving at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You were turning up to do more laps. What was going on there?
Yep. I actually just came back from the JBRL at SDRC, and I needed to do some more testing on the cars before I came here. So yeah, I spent the whole night till about 3:30 in the morning getting some testing done. So yeah.
And you're running the TLR gear here, are you?
Yep, TLR 4-wheel and 2-wheel, 22X4.
And how you going on that so far?
Really good. I'm really impressed with how the four wheel's been handling, and I think currently I'm sitting 21st or 22nd overall. So definitely pumped about that.
Yeah, so not too far off of that A main by any means. A couple of good results. Do you think you could potentially bump on in?
Yeah, I think I have the potential to be at least in the top 20.
Okay, yeah, fair results. Are you sort of used to these sort of racetracks in general, or is this a little bit different to what you're used to, or what's the sort of go?
Yeah, I've been here a few times. It's a little looser than what I'm used to. Definitely a lot looser than Coyote Hobbies. But yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Coyote Hobbies obviously running on glue track. What sort of reference did you get from, say, the practice there to bringing over to here?
Over there, I mean, you could really feel the changes you do to the setup. Over here, it's a little less drastic, but yeah.
Alrighty, we'll leave with that, man. Good luck, and hopefully see you in the A main.
Appreciate it.
Take care, buddy. Alrighty, we'll keep on cruising around. Let's see. Who have we got? Who we got? Right. Bruno, do you have 2 seconds for a quick interview? Sure. Alrighty. Set up quickly.
seconds left on the clock.
Take a step back. There we go. All right, that'll do. All righty. So Bruno Coelho, a current four-wheel drive world champion. How you going this weekend?
Yeah, all good, all good.
All good. The track and that sort of side of things. How are you coming to grips with the track itself?
Yeah, I think it's getting better, at least for my side. It's getting more and more traction. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that we are finally getting to the setup on the car, feeling more confident. So good.
Yeah, and pretty good run that last one as well. You were right at the top there. Much more work on the car, do you think, or are you going to sort of settle with that sort of setup and run it from there?
Yeah, we're still working on the car because we're still missing some speed. The car now is comfortable to drive, it's easy to drive, but we still miss some speed. So we are still working for sure.
Okay. And tires, how are you feeling with the tires? Obviously, we've only got a certain amount of tires. Are you feeling like the brand new tires are the best, or you prefer a 1 or 2 run set?
Yeah, I see that the opinion is a little bit divided, on the pit lanes. So I would say new tires doesn't really work well, like works second round or third. So I would say used tires are better.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Bruno. We'll see you around. Alrighty. Max is working hard in there. Alrighty, may as well jump on in here. We've only interviewed him the most out of everyone here. Oh, phone's going crazy. There you go. Everyone likes this mug. It's Luke Prattley again. How's it going, Luke?
Oh, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, struggling a bit, but we're getting there.
New front end in the car again, or what?
No, just giving it some more power.
More power. That's exactly what you needed to get you into the top heats. Alrighty, so car is currently in almost one piece, except for a couple of wires hanging out of it. So what's going on at the moment? What are you changing?
Just some ESC settings. Yeah.
Just ESC settings? Yeah.
Nothing else.
Nothing special?
No.
All right, whereabouts are you sitting at the moment?
Lower down than I want to be.
Common thread. Other than that,
top 100, I'll be happy, but we're just outside that at the moment, but we'll get there.
What is your favorite tire run so far? Do you feel like second run, third run, 16th run for you? You're only running one tire this weekend, aren't you?
I put a second set on in the control practice this morning and scrubbed it in, and it was horrible. But yeah, probably second or third run on them. Yeah.
Second or third run. That's about the general consensus. I think Bruno said the same, and he's pretty quick, I think. So
it's not really making any difference to me. The limit for me is not the tire. So yeah.
Okay. Limit's not the tire. Just a driver.
How are you going?
Oh, I'm somewhere in there. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, good.
Alrighty, we'll move on. We'll leave you be. Alrighty. Keep on keeping on. Travis said 17.5 and 13.5. I'll have to ask him. Like I said, I'm pretty sure his stock levels were pretty low, but I'd say after the Worlds he'll be working on that pretty hard. He's back again. Can you interview Mitch Pratt? That's going to be a tough one, guys. That's going to be a real tough one. Let's see who we got. JB. JB is doing absolutely nothing. Joe Bornhorst. Can we have a bit of a chat? Sweet. Alrighty. We'll go for this side. There we go. Alrighty, Joe Bornhorst running the S Works this weekend. How's the car feeling?
Good. Yeah. Just kind of making changes every run, learning a bunch about it. This is my first race on this new car, the S14-4. So yeah, just kind of learning, taking each run for what it is, and having fun.
Much testing throughout the entire team coming into this event, and from yourself as well.
The team, yes. Misha and Jorn did a bunch of testing. Came here a couple times. The last time I raced 10 scale was January. I have had one practice day before this race. So yeah, not much from me. Just kind of trying my best, but yeah, kind of found out late that I was coming to the race. So got the car as quick as I could and went to the track and did as much as I could. I don't really have a 10 scale track close to me. I drove 4 hours away to go practice for a day. So yeah, just kind of just trying to put my best foot forward, do what I can, and try to help out the team with what I can. And yeah.
And you'll be running two-wheel drive as well?
Yeah, yep.
And there'll be also the S-Works two-wheel drive?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Overall, you mentioned that your local 10-scale track's about 4 hours away. Whereabouts is that in relation to, say, here, or how far away are we talking?
So I live in Ohio. The closest dirt 10-scale track that is really worth testing on is in Michigan, which is Tater Sontag's home track. So I went there with him one day, and yeah, there's 8-scale tracks, and there's some stuff around me, just not really a 10-scale dirt track. There's carpet 10-scale tracks around me. It's kind of going more towards that, it seems like, because it's tough to keep up an indoor dirt track. There's so much more that goes into it than, say, like a carpet track. So kind of seems like a lot of more local tracks going that way, but yeah, don't really get to do this stuff much. So it's pretty gnarly. All these young kids are fast, and you know, the 10-scale veterans are really good. So I'm just trying to do what I can.
No, exactly. It looks like you're going pretty decent out there as well. Making the switch over to S-Works, did you sort of fit into the team pretty comfortably, pretty quickly and stuff?
Yeah, they welcomed me with open arms. It was awesome. They kind of had, you know, I was already good friends with Spencer Heckert, before coming onto the team. So that, you know, kind of made things easy. Tanner Denny, Camden Lime. I was already friends with everyone, so it just kind of was nice and easy. Definitely a big switch. All the cars are a lot different from what I ran for a long time, but now obviously they're what I've had for over a year and a half, so they're good. The team wise is really good. They supply me with everything I need, never really tell me no. So the support from, you know, MWRC products over in Austria with Max and George and Misha and everyone. And then here in the US, Beach RC is the distributor. So Brent there does a great job, and yeah, everything goes well.
Awesome, matey. Alrighty, we'll leave you to it and take care and have fun. Alrighty. So a couple of good interviews there. As you can see, the track is still sort of coming in out there at the moment. Lap times are getting quicker and quicker. I think fast lap we've seen is down to a 17, or no, 18.2, or I've forgotten now. Terrible. We haven't seen a 17 yet, so it'll be an 18.2. So hopefully I don't get DQ'd for the previous run. There's Killich. Time for a chat? Need a minute? You're right, man. You're right. Yeah, all good.
Watch that for the table, watch the after the table.
Right. 1 second. Let's see.
Pull that one off, pull that one off.
Yeah, Alex, we just had an interview with Prattley. Hopefully you saw it. Donnelly, give you a chance for interview. Actually, we'll go and try and find Donnelly. He might be up on the roster very shortly, actually. He might even be up there now. So currently heat 8 at the moment. I'd say that Donnelly will be up, if not the next one, he'll be up the one after. He's pretty high up there. So he's actually in the next heat. So no chance of a Donnelly interview at the moment, but maybe give it 10 minutes or so, and there might be a chance, Melissa. Sorry, not Melissa, Chloe. So about 10 minutes or so, and we'll try to get Donnelly on board. Where do you see the current ranking? So over at Live RC, or Live Time, I should say, they have the current rankings. I'll try and find a post. Give me 1 second, guys. We're actually the Brian Kinwald table. Just give me 1 second. I'll actually try and grab those results for you. Alrighty, see if I can try to post this somehow. I can't seem to post it. If someone else could sort of post it on there, that'd be perfect. Interview the Chad Donnelly. I could try to interview him whilst his son's doing his laps. That could be an interesting interview. We'll sort of watch him and get his dad to sort of commentate his driving. See if we can get that going. We may or may not be allowed through here. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Try to sneak through. We don't make eye contact with anyone, we can't get in trouble. Alrighty, we're going to jump in here. Chad,
Yeah, there you go.
what's going on?
You know, ups and downs, but pretty happy so far. The boys doing a bit better than I expected. So
we've had a couple of requests to have you and also your son on there, but mainly you, surprisingly. So Melissa Hamilton's been requesting get you up there.
right, who else?
Melissa Hamilton, is it a name you know? I'm not sure. I hope you know.
Sorry.
All right.
He's in a different spot at the
So
moment.
how are we looking out there at the moment? So you said you're doing a bit better than you expected him to go, but do you think you can progress even higher from here?
I think so. He only needs, we'll take out 2 mistakes and he moves up 8 spots. So.
And where did we finish in the last heat?
22nd. 22nd overall.
That's an epic result.
Yeah.
So really, really high up there. That's highest ranking Aussie at this stage, and hopefully going to keep that trend going, obviously.
I hope so, mate.
Car looking really smooth out there. Obviously driving looking real quick as well. Do you see any potential improvement? Have you been telling him, your personal racing lines out there?
No, I just let him do his thing. We don't really make a massive amount of changes. So every couple of runs, we do something small just to improve something that he feels is not quite right. But yeah, I'm not one that does bulk changes all the time. And but I do think there's room for improvement. If he cleans it up a touch, he'll move up a lot. So yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, fingers crossed, eh?
All right. We'll leave the boys to it and
Thanks, man. Thank you.
enjoy. Alrighty, we're getting out of here before we get in trouble, guys. Alex, we just interviewed Luke. Literally like probably 2 minutes before he came on, we had a quick interview with Luke. If you go back and rewatch it after I've wrapped up, you can have you watch our brief interview with Luke. It's definitely a good laugh. Let's see, who else have we got here? Let's see who's doing nothing at the moment.
This is race number 9 on the track. Race number 10 coming up next.
Get Barkle on the mic. Look, I actually just walked past him. You wouldn't believe it. But he's actually, once again, in the exact same heat as Donnelly. So I don't really want to pester them too much when it comes to just being before a heat. Just why I had a chat to Chad rather than Lockie. So what we might do, we might hold off for a good 10 or so minutes. Might just have sort of a bit of a cruisy time around. And we'll try to have a chat with them. Clive, you want to have a chat to Clive? He's actually having a conversation with Bruno himself at the moment. So when he's finished up chatting with Bruno, or when Bruno's finished up chatting with Clive, we can have a chat with Clive. Couple of healthy liquids out here, guys.
And 2 minutes still left on the clock.
Yeah, Bruno is still having a chat with Clive at the moment. So as soon as they're done, we'll have a chat with them. Please. Mr. J Concept is a bit busy at the moment as well. Also, Chloe, I haven't forgotten. I'll ask him about the 17 and 13.5 motors in a bit. I think he's in the next heat as well. So pretty much everyone you guys keep requesting is either busy or in the next heat. Let's see.
1:30 left to go. Austin Hart still be shown out in front. Last lap for Austin. Nick Gibson about
Can you show me Luke Prattley's bodies? All right, I can do that. We'll go pester him again. We may as well for a couple of minutes. We've got a bit of spare time. He's probably not up for about an hour as well, just like me. Alrighty, so Luke Prattley's bodies. There you go. They're actually a decent paint job, which is worrying.
Did you bring an orange body or not?
No, I didn't. Was Christopher Sturdy. So Alex Sweeney keeps requesting you. He said, "Hey mate, how's it going?" Whilst who knows what he is doing.
We're gonna go faster.
We're gonna go faster, he says. So what are you doing now? I thought it was just a timing or something to do with the ESC settings. What's going on now?
We're going for a big opinion too.
So we're also changing pinion. So pinion and probably more timing, more boost. We're going to see him launch a triple and end up on the front straight, which is great.
Yep, it's coming for your desk.
Doing it for the audience.
No. It's coming for your desk.
Coming from my desk. I thought it was for the audience. No, it's coming from my desk. Yeah. Look at the craftsmanship of this man. The stubble on face and the craftsmanship of the hands. What do you?
Oh dear. What are we gonna do with you?
It's not what we have to do with me.
How's your car?
My car's going well. I could have got like a top 40 run if I didn't crash once.
Is your desk tidy?
My desk is incredibly tidy. That's a bad lie. Let's see. No, here on the. How are you finding the tires? Have you run the same set a few times? Actually, that'd be a good question. So, how are you finding the tires, and have you run the same set a few times?
I ran the same set for 6 runs yesterday, and they were fine.
Yeah. Chloe, as for myself, I've been sort of shuffling through tires. I find that there's a bit of a drop off after about 5th run. I may as well have a seat. So about 5th run, I'm finding a bit of a drop off. It's very minor though. It's so minor that I doubt that it's going to affect my times. It might affect a top level driver's times, Sturdy or, Qualo, those sort of guys, but it doesn't seem to affect me. A first run tire, from everything that I've heard, is not fun. I've run it a couple of times, obviously, to get to the sets that I have now. And every time I put a new set on, it's been horrible. I've gone off track. I've crashed a heap of times. The car's felt inconsistent. Sometimes it'd feel like super edgy in the front end. and then you get into the next corner and the back end would just loop around, or you just have understeer. It's just super unpredictable. So a run-in set is gold. Come the finals, it's going to be interesting because obviously the A main drivers end up getting a whole nother set. So they do have their A main practice, whether, I'd say they're probably all going to bed their tires in as long as they are going to get given those tires for the A main practice, which I'd say they would. It'll be interesting. Out of everyone, Luke Prattley will probably have more of an idea what's going on than I do. You'll probably have more of an idea of what's going on than I do.
For what? Old tires?
Tires in general, like how many tires are you getting?
Yeah. So we can get a fourth set today. I think they were talking about potentially giving us a fifth set tomorrow, but that depends on whether the more tires arrive. But from what everyone's been saying, even if this fifth set's on, I mean, I'm not even gluing a fourth set, so it's kind of one of those, like you say, the A-main guys probably aren't going to want to go and stick a brand new set on for an A-main run because they're just not as good. So yeah, that's who knows.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, nobody really has a great clue either. What are you doing? Are you gonna go have a run now? Are you?
No, I'm about half an hour away.
Half an hour. Jesus.
You wanna stay here?
No,
Yeah.
I'm out. I've had enough. All right. So yeah, that's the sort of general go that we've sort of seen so far. It's sort of you can't run a new set. It's inconsistent. It's awful. I'm sure some people are probably getting away with it, as we saw with the Brent Silky interview. He managed to get his fastest times in it. So, but that seems to be a very much so of an outlier. Actually, I think I posted that Brent Silky interview. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, a new tire needs to be run in. So that's generally what we found so far. Currently up on the roster room at the moment, we have got Ari Barkler, Matty G, Lachlan Donnelly, I think it's up there. Yeah, he is as well. So once again, Lockie had a great run with the last one being top 30, 22nd overall, I believe. So hopefully we can see another great result. Brent Silky's up there as well by the looks of it. Alex Sweeney, that's the opposite of Carpet. Yes, correct. Carpet, we've only had a couple of carpet tracks around the southeast Queensland region, but the other tracks I've run at, such as NZIOC when it was up in Auckland, the cars would be edgy, obviously, in the first minute or so, but yeah, that'll be where you get your quickest times. Same at Mozzie's. Our local carpet track was called Mozzie's RC. And yeah, I did fastest laps I'd ever done around that track with a fresh set of tires. But yeah, clay tires, slicks in general, for slicks, you generally want a bit of a run in with them. We find this at our local indoor clay track. You won't generally get your fastest times off your first heat. It'll be your second or third heat, especially if you're using goop. If you're using goop on them, you're looking at that sort of second or third heat once the tire sort of breaks in. Obviously, for this event, no goop allowed. So you're sort of allowing the tire just to take that shine off the surface to get a bit of like abrasive surface to it, which is sort of getting that more consistent grip. Apart from that, it's, it is quite tough to sort of do a first run and make it a clean run. Once again, the tires seem to be lasting about 4 to 5 runs. There's no real big deal with that. The issue with the tires generally has come around because everyone, or probably I'd say 20 plus drivers have bought anywhere between 15 to 20 pairs of tires from the event. And that includes both practice and also their, closed practice or control practice, as well as, qualifying and racing, which has caused the depletion of the tires, which ended up, causing there to not be enough tires. They just didn't expect there to be people buying, I guess, that many tires, because we didn't need it. We didn't need it in the end. Everyone only probably needed 5 to 6 sets of tires, and that everyone probably have a spare set left over. So the major issue has come around because there's so many people buying so many sets, and that just depleted the amount that we had. And then once we got to a depleted amount, they had to restrict the amount that we could use through controlled practice and open practice, which enforced the rule of having a set amount for both open practice, controlled practice, qualifying, and into the racing. So it was a big kerfuffle. A lot of people that had their own practice tires, such as myself, I had about 7 or 8 sets for practice, which we then couldn't use. So it enforced us to either potentially buy some more tires, which caused even more depletion, or just run with however many we had. I was lucky enough to have purchased 5 sets already, so I was on the money when it came to how many sets we needed. So that was the biggest issue we had with, tires in general. It has been blown out of proportion when it comes down to it. Realistically, everyone has had enough tires with 3 or 4 sets. Well, I've heard of people that are still using their first set and they seem to be going fine. We're talking about quite a cheap tire worlds. He's a nice guy to chat to and he's cheeky. Yeah, Luke Prattley is a funny bugger. I've known him for the better part of the last probably 6 years, I'd say now. And he's always a good time to chat to. Chloe. I've noticed everyone lands on the tabletop. Is that because the landing is too short? Will people try to send that in finals? The landing is fine. It's a great question, actually, because a lot of people have sort of thought about trying to down ramp it and then, make the next corner. But it's actually quicker, I think, at least in my opinion. I think a lot of the other top drivers have seen it the same way. It's quicker to land on the front or the start of the tabletop and then power off for it, which then pushes you almost all the way to the single. Then you can smash the brakes on and just pop over it. Whereas if you were, say, trying to jump the entire tabletop, you lose that acceleration point for about 1.5 meters to 2 meters. On top of that, you're not going to get that sort of ability of speed in that short period of time before the single to sort of pop over that. Either way, I think it's just a quicker line to land on the tabletop, power out off the tabletop, and then smash into the single with the hard brakes on. And that just pops you over the single. I didn't do a great job at explaining that. Nonetheless, that's sort of generally the line to run. There's been very few people that have persisted with the jumping over the tabletop. I don't think anyone is doing it, if anything, now. Lucky Donnelly. So Lachlan Donnelly has just had an absolute blinder by the looks of it. Matty G, P2, and Ari Barkler, P3. So Lockie Donnelly has just absolutely killed it out there at the moment. I wonder if we can call Clive over. Actually, we'll see. Grab a seat if you want. Give me a second, guys. We've got to try to have a chat with Clive. Do I come from New Zealand? Negative. Don't you go anywhere, sir. Alrighty. Hopefully this doesn't fall on the track. Stop hands. Alrighty, we got Clive. Hopefully he's still there. Who was it? Cassie requested you.
Oh.
So Cassie Harris.
Oh, nice.
Requested a chat with Mr. Clive. How are you going, Clive?
I'm not too bad. I just watched a almost flawless run by Loch Donnelly. Amazing stuff. Some of the lads are flying today. It's really good to see.
So that puts him at the top of this heat or this qualifying run so far. We've got a couple more of the top guys to go. Where do you think you'll finish overall from this round?
That run at a 5:10, maybe in the teens actually, early 20s, maybe in the teens. We'll see.
So epic run from Luke. Lachlan. And he's been showing it all this sort of weekend. Even at SDRC, there has a pace to be up there with the top guys. Do we see it, one or two more really good runs, potentially, either top of the B or potentially bottom of the A? Is that a possibility?
I think A is a stretch, but he can definitely make the B. He's probably the strongest, highest chance of being in the B. Ari as well, maybe on for like a C. If he can pull out a little bit of a cleaner run, Ari can be on B pace as well.
Okay. What are you sort of finding with the clay so far? You're finding a fairly consistent surface out there, or what's your thoughts on everything?
What I have noticed, I think, is that people are quite shocked by how well the tires are holding up. Like everyone thought run, and we're seeing guys run as deep as 5 runs and still be any quicker. So it's turning things on its head a little bit. The idea of having controlled sets is now in everyone's head, thinking maybe it's the way we should go for two-wheel drive, and maybe it's the way we should go in 2025, which, as we're kind of been talking about, high chance of that being on home soil.
Yeah, we have mentioned that a couple of times, even just this stream alone. Control tire, that'd be, as in a control amount of tires.
Yeah.
It definitely be interesting. It's going to be hard to control. Do you think it'll be on a race by race basis, or do you think it'll be like an overall? All right, every world from here on out is going to be between 5 and 7, rear tires or power tires.
Yeah, there's the option that it could be serve specific, give a range or something similar. But what there does need to definitely be is some more guidance in the IFMAR rules. At the moment, it basically says, here's a tire. You can buy as many as you like. You can run as many as you like. There isn't even any guidance for the organisers to say you should allow for X. So at the very minimum, there needs to be some guidance to organisers to say, this is the amount of tyres you need to allow per entrant, so they can at least order with confidence and know the sort of number that they need. But I think if we're picking the right tyres, yes, 6 or 7, that gives you enough for a controlled practice, all your qualies and a main. Why do we need to be having, 12, 13, 14 sets of tyres? It's just ridiculous. And the amount of wastage, we don't need to see it.
Yeah, obviously there was a big kerfuffle from this weekend, which hopefully will actually bring that into play, the fact that we might end up getting a control amount. Would you, is that something that you wouldn't just hope for, but, is that something you'll be pushing for?
We're having a bit of chat, mostly as a group that's here. I think we'll take this home, have a chat with more of the community at home and see if it's something that we do want to push. There's actually been discussion of there being an electric section meeting with some of the people that are here this week to make a decision about it for IFMAR going forward. I think that's a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but we'll see how things go. I'd like us to think about what's right for Australia if we're going to host, and then put forward a rule that's going to suit us. The rules for IFMAR can change every 2 years anyway to suit the location. For example, the weights for this event are in pounds because we're here in the States. It'll change back to grams for the next event if it's in a metric country, which is every country other than here, I think. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with actually changing it specific to the location or what's needed.
Okay, and another question, why aren't you racing this weekend? What's going on?
Mate, me and off-road, I'd love to race it. I do love watching it. I have owned a few cars, but on-road has my heart. And at least then that means I can focus on everyone else. I'm not thinking, I wish I was racing. And so like if you're stressed out or whatever, I can rebuild your diff. If someone needs some water, go to a laundromat, whatever it is they need help with. There's been an inordinate number of random tasks that I've been undertaking over the last couple of days, and that'll continue because I'm just here for whatever everyone needs me for.
Yeah, such as, if I'm doing a live stream and I'm actually meant to be out marshalling and we get sturdy.
Well, sadly, I'm actually not allowed to marshal because I'm not a racer, but I did actually do that when we were in Slovakia and I got promptly told off. Ray was really sick, and so I was marshalling for him, and someone started to notice and made a complaint, which is one of the weird rules that perhaps needs to be reconsidered for IFMAR.
All righty, mate. Well,
what I will say, though, the whole tyre stuff, it was an issue for everyone but us. We were organised. We were ready. We had all of the tyres that we needed. And now we've got way too many sitting back there in quarantine. So that's been really good that we were on the front foot and organised anyway ourselves, even if everything else around us went a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, exactly. All righty, mate. We'll leave you with it. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Mitch.
And
Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate. See
you around. How do I know Luke? I got a couple of questions from Alex by the looks of it. We'll cover them off. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll get to a quieter spot. Alrighty.
Tyler Hooks in the second spot now. Sammy Moran running in third. Dominic dropping down to fourth.
I just hit 16, 5:10. Yes, that was an awesome run for Luke Prattley there. Sorry, not Luke Prattley. Geez, I keep saying Luke Prattley. Lachlan Donnelly. Luke ain't hitting a 16. We all know that. How do you know Luke? What brand of car do you run? So I know Luke from New Zealand. I'm not 100% sure when the first time I met him was. I have been to quite a fair few New Zealand events, starting off with, I believe it would have been an NZIOC, probably in about 2016 or 2017. I can't remember exactly. So I'm not sure if you were around racing back then, but NZIC was a indoor carpet race at the Auckland. I think it was a Festival of Speed at I think it was a CIS or CRC speed show. I can't remember exactly. And it was this awesome indoor event where I think Shane Mangu set up the track and the whole works. They did an awesome job setting up everything there. And there was nothing better than going to the CRC speed. I think it was CRC speed show and running on the carpet there. I think that would have been one of the first times I met him. From there, I also raced over at the NZRCA events at Howard, the indoor track they sort of set up there on clay. So that was always an awesome event. They ran it, I think, for at least 2 years there. And then the following year, I think they ran it as a non-NZRCA event. So yeah, I would have definitely seen him in those. That was 2016. So there you go, 2016. Far out. It's been a long time. As for the cars I'm running this weekend, I'm running the Team Associated gear. Just mainly because it was, I guess, easy for me to get a hold of. There's no real, for me, I'm just here for this sort of side of things. Bit of fun, to watch the racing, to interview the Aussie guys, as well as to have a chat with all the American guys and that sort of side of things. So that's the main, reason why I'm even here and, having a bit of a run as well. The racing sort of side of things is taking a bit of a back seat as much as I want to do as well as possible. Let's see what we else got. Yeah, Dave, that was 2016. I only started last year, CSC Speed Show and Shane O'Connor. Yeah. So yeah, Shane O'Connor was obviously a big spearhead of it as well. But yes, Shane Mangu was actually the fella who designed, I think, most of the tracks for that event. And he did an incredible amount of work for those events. But yeah, Shane O'Connor definitely was there, helping out and probably helping set the stuff up as well. CSC Speed Show, incredible time there. The best part about that was the exposure for the actual hobby as well. The exposure for the hobby was just outstanding. Throughout the entire weekend, you had rows of, say, 3 to 4 people, sometimes more, all the way around the track, up to probably 200 to 300 people sometimes. Well, yeah, we had about 200 to 300 people sometimes watching the racing and stuff, which was awesome. Sometimes I even jumped on the microphone there, which was even better. It was just an overall great event for the hobby. And honestly, it'd be good, if it was continuing to run. Unbelievable. I'm getting the camera on me as well at the moment. But yeah, it was just great an event for the hobby. Other than that, I don't really race on carpet all that too much. Bought my two-wheel drive off of them. Yeah, there you go. The IFMAR YZ2 Cal 3. What sort of numbers do they get there on a club day? Look, I haven't asked that question to too many people, but roughly from what we could see on the lead up to this event, they were getting anywhere between 60 to, say, 90 drivers on an average club meet. The thing with American drivers, you tend to see that they do a whole heap of classes, right? They'll have the usual classes that we have, which is stock 13.5 four-wheel drive, and stock 17.5 two-wheel drive, as well as modified 2 and 4-wheel drive. They'll also add on a heap of other classes. Quite often they have, say, 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy, which is considered to be like the ultra stock class. They also have, other classes. They'll have stadium truck and then stock stadium truck. They'll have short course modified and they'll have short course stock. So it's hard to sort of get a complete gist of the exact numbers they get on a week in, week out basis for an average club meet here. But from what we've seen, it's generally between, 90, 130 entries, but probably about 60 to 90 drivers. That's probably about the rough guess. Like I said, if you want to go back to previous entries or previous races, you can find the exact amounts on Lifetime. They'll give you the exact amounts. Bit of a boost in numbers and stuff over the last couple of weeks, obviously leading up to the event for hobby action here. But this is probably one of the best facilities in America, both track-wise, facility. When it comes to the hobby shop's always stacked. It's always filled up. It's always got tires coming out of the ears, the whole works. Logan, Dylan, and Nathan Toya very well. I know those boys extremely well. I remember being able to beat the whole three of them, probably all of them about 5 years ago. But Logan Toya, unfortunately, he's come a long way and he's now destroying me whenever we race against each other. And Dylan, I'm pretty sure I think he was in the heat below me at the ABC race about 5 weeks ago. So the Australian Buggy Championship or Asian Buggy Championships up at Brisbane. I think Dylan was the heat below me, but he had a good run and he was probably only about 5 drivers below me in general. Almost out qualified me. Yeah, water. From where? There's no water in the desert. What's going on?
There's like a Costco, and so I've been buying slabs of water for everybody for about $4. It's ridiculously cheap. Yeah, and you can have this esky when we leave.
All right, we're still in the esky when we leave. So yeah. So we just saw Jason Rona walk past. If he walks back past again, we'll try and have an interview. It looks like he's just going for a quick lavatory break. Yeah, they got me into the sport and side of the year. Yeah, no, they're good family. Obviously Nathan Toy's been racing for a long time. One of my best or closest race friends over here, Paul Mason, which I gave so much crap to every time I see him. He's very close mates with Nathan Toya as well. They've been racing together for probably longer than I was born. So the Toya name in RC has been around for a long time. Hopefully when Jason Rona comes back through, we'll try to grab him and we'll have a quick chat to him as well. But we've had a good chat to a couple of people. So our track at the moment, we've got heat 12 of 14. So we are coming to the fast drivers pretty soon. And my phone is starting to get a little bit lower on battery. Oh, sprays going off during the race. That's a bit of a concern. That's going to cause some controversy. So the sprays haven't gone off during any of the races so far. That could be an issue. My dad has known him ages. Yeah. No, the Toyas have been in the RC game for a long time. Yeah. Do they spray after every race? So yeah, Anthony Miller, every single race, there's actually 6 marshalling positions out there that have an electronic blower. So the drivers are required after their heat to grab the blower and blow the section next to them. That actually takes them to the next blower. Once they arrive at the next blower, usually the sprayers will be going off, which allows the sort of, the water to soak in a little bit better into the track. Jason Rona's on his way. We're going to try and grab him on the way through. So just hold up. Hopefully we'll be able to have a bit of a chat to Jason Rona, the owner of J Concepts. Give 1 second, guys. He'll be coming in. Jason, do you have a quick time for a chat?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Well, we're coming up on the last
top
3 heats, and then we'll go right away.
All right, so we're a little bit busy at the moment. We are just about to come up to the top heats. What we might actually do, we might pull the stream about now. We'll allow you guys to go watch the top heats over at Mod Media. So if anyone wants to watch on in, whether you want to go to just the timing itself, that's over at Live Time. Check out Live Time. It should be the first tab on tracks. If you want to watch a live stream of the actual event itself, Mod Media, guys. So Mod Media are doing the entire coverage. They've got an awesome setup here. Multiple cameras. They got like a sky cam that's going up and down the straight. Head over to Mod Media and watch it from there. So the track's consistent. Yeah, track is super consistent, Anthony. Very little change between the in between heats. You will find that it gets a little bit grippier as the day goes on. Once you get to probably about 5 p.m., it starts to drop back a little bit. Not too bad, but the first heats in the morning are definitely the worst. I'm pretty sure I can't remember who gets the worst of it on next tomorrow. Nonetheless, we'll pull the stream there. Jump on over to Mod Media and watch the actual stream of the racing because we got the next 2 heats up at the 2 fastest heats. And that'll probably be the 2 best to watch. Is there 2-wheel drive truck this? No, it's just 2-wheel drive buggy and 4-wheel drive buggy. All right, see you live. Alrighty, guys. We'll talk to you guys when we see you next. Alrighty. So go head over to Mod Media and watch the coverage from those guys. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you in a bit.